Hey everybody, it's your girl Kiara Washington. I just want to say welcome back to my channel. To everybody who's been commenting, subscribing, liking, sharing, thank you. It is very much appreciated. This is a video that's just come off the top of my head, so I'm just going to jump right into it. But this literally dropped into my spirit on my way back from the gym today. As you can see, the gym ruined my hair, but we're going to go ahead and just get right into it. I've been getting a lot of questions on my TikTok and on here just about how to basically navigate in the sales arena and how to just navigate in general when it comes to doing this type of work. And the thing that really dropped into my spirit that I know God put on my heart today is simply this. If you are searching for perfection in this line of work, and I'll just be honest, in any line of work, it is going to naturally put procrastination on you, and you are going to feel that you need to have all of the information, all of the details intact to be able to be successful. Let me say it again. If you feel that you need to know all the ins and outs of a thing to do it, complete it, start it, it's going to put you in a stagnant state. How do I know this? Because I've done it several times, and then I honestly still struggle with this. So I want you to understand something if you don't understand anything else. Do not feel overwhelmed with not knowing everything. And specifically when you're starting a job in sales, it is very understandable that your first 3 to 6 months, you are still technically new. As a matter of fact, the first year, anything under the first year, you're very new. You don't really know your work. You're still trying to figure out and find your way. You're still trying to find your pitch. You're still trying to be able to learn how to do it in the best way that makes sense for you and for your pockets. So give yourself some grace with that. But I want to impress upon you this. Do not be afraid of making mistakes or errors. And what I'll say is this: in anything that we do, there has to be some type of regimen of consistency. Think about it like this. If we desire to have a very fit, firm, tight, toned, in shape body, it doesn't happen within the first couple of days of going to the gym. As a matter of fact, it may not happen within the first month. The thing about losing weight, getting gains, getting abs, getting those toned arms, back, and shoulders, it takes time because it is consistent of a lot of factors, primarily 3 factors. When we think about growth in the gym or losing weight in the gym, your diet is going to be a main portion. Your weights that you're lifting is going to be a main portion. The amount of time you spend working out is going to be a main portion. And then, of course, your mindset behind it is going to be a main portion. So think about it like this when it comes to your sales career. You're new at this, right? 9 times out of 10, when you first start, after you are done all of your virtual training, they're going to put you with somebody that they may consider to be tenured. Maybe they're tenured, maybe they're not. But they're going to put you with somebody and you're going to be shadowing that person. And you're going to learn some good things from that person, but you're also going to learn some negative things, because what we learn about jobs in general, whenever we're training behind people, is everybody takes shortcuts. 98% of people in jobs take shortcuts. I know because I do them myself. So it's a thing. It exists. But even when you're shadowing, even when you're doing your virtual learnings, understand that there is going to be a curve in everything you do. Give yourself some grace when it comes to perfecting your job, perfecting your position. And here's another thing. Look at this position. Like I'm telling you right now, if you are granted the opportunity to get into a sales role, such as something like cellular sales or just sales in general, because sales in general is just a great market to be into as a current salesperson, I'm telling you this, understand that this is an opportunity to really transition your life. I've told you all my backstory several times, and I'll just go across it and just give you a brief overview if this is your first time tuning into any of my content. My life 5 years ago was in the toilet. Before I started working in cellular sales, my life was in the toilet. And when I say that, I'm just being extremely honest. I really didn't have much of a sense of direction. I was working as a bartender. I made pretty good money, but there were a lot of things that was just missing. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to hold this thing up with this and it's not working, so I'm gonna sit it down. But there were just a lot of things in my life that was missing. There was a lot of direction that was missing. I didn't have healthcare, insurance, dental, vision for a very long time. And When my mother passed away, December the 11th, 2017, that was a really big turning point for me. And my mother was a single mother. I literally watched her struggle my entire life. And mind you, at this time, I'm in my mid-20s and I'm struggling. So my mother passing away was a turning page for me. It really allowed me to be able to see my life in perspective. And in viewing her life top tier in perspective, it allowed me to see mine. And I realized these were some things I didn't want to repeat. I didn't want to struggle my entire life. I didn't want to have to beg for things. I wanted to really catapult and change my life. So I have used this job, this career over the past 5 years to really transform my life. If you know anything about my story, I was in a retail store in cellular sales for 2.5 years. When I got redeployed during the pandemic, I worked from home for 6 months. But when I came back into the retail store, I made up my mind that I was going to get a new position. I was going to relocate. I was going to do whatever it took for me to get that next level of my life because I wanted it. I desired it. I realized I had hit my ceiling with being a salesperson. I was like, hey, I hit my ceiling. I've had enough of this. And so that invoked a lot of change in me to be able to get to that next place. I want to impress upon you this before I get off this video. Give yourself some grace in this role, okay? I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. Give yourself some grace, but give yourself some type of plan, okay? Like decide how you're gonna show up, because there are a lot of people who are doing this work, right? They've been doing it for years. They have very little motivation to do something else because, hey, you know, I'm here and I'm making good money and that's great. But have a plan to navigate. Even if you decide that you want to leave the company and you want to go into another company or you start your own business, use this as a stepping stone. And I'm going to tell you, let me just hit on businesses because I could share some stuff with y'all, but I'll wait till another video to go more in depth with that. But let me just speak to people who really desire to be entrepreneurs and really have their own businesses. In order to do that, you need a couple of things. You got to do research, you got to network, but you also need to have money. And you need to have that to be able to finance your goals and your businesses. I don't care what anybody says. You can get grants and you can get free money, but the reality of it is the main primary money that you will need to finance your business will come from you. Even if you go to the bank and you get loans, it's based off the income you make now to get the loans. So I am expressing to you that it is very important to have a job that pays decent or above decent wages so that you can invest in yourself. I like my work. I enjoy my work, but I have goals outside of it. I have things that are important to me, and I would have never been able to start those things or begin to start those things if I didn't make a decent wage, if I didn't have the type of finances coming in to be able to support those things. So like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Use this as a stepping stone, okay? Use this as a stepping stone for your future. Use this as a stepping stone for the things that mean something to you. And last but not least, don't be hard on yourself because you didn't finish your degree. I am a prime example of somebody who's gone to school several times and just can't seem to finish. And you know what? At 32, I don't care anymore. I have totally given up on that because that's not my ministry. That's not even in my heart anymore. And my goal is to be able to spend my lifetime doing things that mean something to me. That piece of paper doesn't mean anything to me anymore. And it's taken me over the last year to kind of realize that. So focus on the things that mean something to you and find out the goals that align with your life. It's okay to look at your life 3 months from now. Try to envision your life 6 months from now. Try to envision your life a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. But in order to do that, we have to have a good foundation. We have to have a good base. And having a job that allows you and affords you a decent wage, good benefits, time off, will give you room, energy, time, and space for those things, okay? So I hope this video has helped encourage and inspire somebody. Y'all know I like to rant. By the way, that is my beautiful mother in the background. She is totally my inspiration for why I do what I do. I've mentioned to y'all before, my mother did pass away in 2017, December the 11th, from stage 4 cancer. And she is my mantra. She is my motivation, and she keeps me on my toes because as a woman who is doing everything on her own, sometimes I know that I tend to lose sight of my motivations and my disciplines and the things that have got me here. So what I'm saying to you is find your why. Okay? My mother is my why, because I know that through me, the dreams and the things that she wanted to accomplish is happening with me. So don't forget what your why is. Don't forget your motivations. Remember those things, because when it gets rough, because it will get rough, you will have months where, hey, you may have been used to making $1,500, $1,600, $1,800, and you might have a month where you only come home with $500. What are your motivations? Use that next month and the month after that to get your motivations back intact, and remember why you show up every day. If your goal is to really have that business, what are your motivations? You got to have money from this job to invest in that business. So remember what your motivations are. Remember what the things are that encourage you and inspire you to get up every day, to go to that good paying job and make that money. Okay? I'm your girl, Kiara Washington Speaks. If this video really reached you and it made sense to you, go ahead and share it with somebody else. Like, subscribe for more content. I will see y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.